The first thing we need to understand about Real ID is that it is only for federal recognition. Reading from the legislation, Section 202 says minimum document requirements and issuance standards for federal recognition. This act places no requirements that a state recognize a Real ID. It simply defines the requirements for a state-issued ID to be recognized by the federal government. However, even with this simple goal, things did not work out as planned. Under minimum standards for federal use, in general, beginning 3 years after the date of the enactment of this act, a federal agency may not accept, for any official purpose, a driver's license or identification card issued by a state to any person unless the state is meeting the requirements of this section. Even though the requirement for federal agencies to accept only Real ID was 3 years after the enactment of this legislation, it took 20 years to get everything in place. Under minimum document requirements, we read, to meet the requirements of this section, a state shall include at a minimum the following information and features on each driver's license and identification card issued to a person by the state. Now, part of the reason for the delay were the requirements for state-issued IDs to meet these new standards. Most of the standards are pretty simple: full name, date of birth, address, etc. However, a couple of requirements made things difficult. Specifically, physical security features designed to prevent tampering, counterfeiting, or duplication of the document for fraudulent purposes, and a common machine-readable technology with defined minimum data elements. Remember, there are 50 states plus the District of Columbia, not to mention territories like Puerto Rico and Guam, that had to both agree to and adopt these standards. What security features would the states implement? Could all of those states produce IDs with those features, or would they have to buy new equipment? Did all of the states have data systems to collect and process the minimum data elements? And who would decide which security features and data elements would be required?